Hello, community members, Video Gamer Community Club members. It's time for your always punctual Q&A podcast.
This one's a lot less late than the last.
It's a lot less late, but it's still late. I blame time, because you never see it coming. I'm joined by Alice Bell.
Hello.
Stephen Burns.
Yep.
And Jim Trinker. It's the first time we've ever had 4 people on a Q&A podcast. Isn't that wonderful?
Mate, we're also the only people in the office today. So
there's no one else to be on this. Right, we're just going to go through all the questions. Some may get cut off halfway through as I read them and go, nope. So we start with Morgan Williams. Again, straight away, I don't think this really pertains to anyone but me. What are your go-to cheat meals?
You always have pizza, don't you?
Pizza and burgers.
Whenever I ask you, it's always, I'm going to get some pizza.
Yeah, pizza, burgers, ice cream, cheesecake. You know, that's the thing. Anyone else have
the good stuff?
The good stuff. What would be your cheat meal, Burns?
Just standard, isn't it? Big tasty.
Big tasty.
Alice, what would be your cheat? What's your favourite meal, basically? There you go. What's your
Oh
favourite
man,
meal?
I don't know. I eat a lot of stuff. Probably mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese is good.
Yep, fucking love mac and cheese.
Jim?
Steak dinner.
That's funny.
We've kind of got into this habit in the flat of every couple of weeks having like this massive steak dinner, and one of them does this weird kind of onion mushroom thing that's actually amazing.
There you go.
Yeah, and it's calorific as fuck. So, but it's nice.
There you go, Morgan. All your question answers. Grey Fox, not his real name. During your time with the Vive, what was your best and worst thing about it? Also, why did you have to give it back? You loaned it out, right?
It was a tester.
loaner.
Yeah. It was a
tester
loaner.
kit, yeah.
I mean, it's property law essentially is why we had to give it
didn't
back.
own it. Favourite thing with Vive. Mine wasn't what we played. Mine was Serious Sam, which I played at E3. That's the best thing I played on Vive. It was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
I liked all the Valve, the lab stuff. That was really good.
I didn't play that, so I can't really
And I didn't like all the, there's so much stuff around setting it up. Like, there are so many contingencies you have to take into account. Like, it has to be at least 5 feet off the floor and this far away from each other, but not too close. And you need like at least three power points opposite sides of the room.
Madness. That's not accessible.
Yeah, I think that's the main problem with it at the moment as well.
I can do it.
You can
we don't
do
all
it.
have a house.
All right, so you
do
got
that.
to set up here.
So,
you loved it, Burns. You were well up
I
on
did.
the Vive.
I love the shooting game, innit?
The shooting game?
Yeah.
What's your favourite thing on the Vive?
Yeah.
Shooting stuff.
What's it called? Hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades.
I imagine it's the same as
That
Serious
was great.
Sam.
That was
I bet
wonderful.
it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
It's good. That's well good.
Just hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades was my. It was particularly putting individual bullets into a Magnum was when you were like, shit, this is so future.
That was because Burns managed to eject a bullet and then catch it.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
He was well pleased with himself.
Ranting about how he's going to get one of these for the Pez Palace.
Mate, I actually dropped it. As we were moving it to set up for the community night here, I got my foot caught in one of the many leads, and it fell.
I didn't know that.
And the sensor, the mirror, basically just smashed straight down. I was like, "That's broken." Nope.
Yeah, I threw it down after that horror game and it survived.
Yeah.
You threw the headset down, didn't you?
Yes, well built.
Despite the fact I said to you about 3 times before we did it that you mustn't throw it because it was very expensive.
Sometimes you got to throw. Aaron Tucker says, "Do you like fish?"
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you mean
What? No.
to eat or to keep?
This is, do you like fish? There's all the information I can pass on. I like fish. It's delicious.
Keeping fish is for tossers, though. Eating fish, on the other hand, is fine.
My nephew's well into fish and tropical fish, and you can send him any picture of any fish and he'll know what it is.
Wow.
Automatic,
That's
yeah.
impressive.
How do you know he's not making it up?
Actually, it's not on Google. Reverse image search.
Yeah, well.
There you go.
Doesn't work anymore.
true.
They've kind of put loads of restrictions in place for that.
Why?
Sounds weird, that is, but I was reading an article about it the other day. I don't know why. No, not doing that one. From all the Ross May, from all the stories, all right, ready for this? Tom is an amazing boss. But is there an idea you have had that he didn't let pass that you think he was wrong about?
VR porn.
VR porn? He let us do VR porn.
He let you do VR porn. He didn't let us do VR porn when we had the Vive at the office.
Why not?
I don't know.
You should have done that.
I wanted to do that.
That's why I can't go away,
And then
because he runs amok.
Yeah, and then we were going to do it when he was out because I went, Burns, can we do it today? And Burns did his standing up at his desk like, yeah. And then we
You
just
should have
ended up
done
doing
it.
it.
You should have done the VR porn.
Yeah, but then we had to give it back.
Tom didn't let me kill off Gerald Winesworth.
No.
I wanted to hang him. And he watched a cut of a video and he went, this is really offensive.
Oh,
Actually, it's
yeah.
more James. James didn't, he thought it was offensive. I thought it was funny. But
He wouldn't let me use the strap line, fucking hell, for Resident Evil Umbrella Corps. But
That was a mistake.
I mean, to be
Yeah,
honest,
that
we
was
get
a
away with a
mistake.
lot, really.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Even like
because
because the weird articles I do, I pitched to him. I said to him, look, I was going to pitch these somewhere else if you'll let me, because this isn't really the sort of stuff that we would do. I wouldn't
Yeah.
have thought, and he went, no.
So there you go.
yeah.
Ewan Casperd, have you heard the new Radiohead album? What did you think? I don't listen to Radiohead.
I have not. I think Radiohead extremely overrated and basically a load of a wank. So.
There you go.
I heard some of it, so it was
Don't at
alright.
me.
This was a basic answer.
But didn't go mad
no
for it.
one, it's shite.
Yeah.
That was my answer too. There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, so none of us really listened. Burns thought it was all right.
No, they're just so moany.
They are moany. They're pretty sad. Tom York's not a happy man.
No.
No.
And he's melting.
Yeah,
as
he is
well.
melting. That's true.
He needs to get on the test.
He could be on it. Maybe it'd look even worse.
You think everyone should get on the test?
Well, they fucking think.
It would help everybody.
Thank you, Miller.
Not wrong. Nefarious, no, we're not answering that. Stephen, he says, how did Miller get so big? We're not talking about that. Stephen Wood, what's your signature dish in the kitchen? We've kind of done that. Braden Gunn, no, not doing that. Violence is gold. There's a lot of offensive questions in here. Violence is golden. When is Tom Orry establishing a separate YouTube channel for his Football Manager persona? Well, he's killed it. So
Yeah.
it's never-
Also, that's not really a persona. That's just Tom. That's just what Tom's
yeah, that
like.
is just Tom. Yeah, that's not his
It's
character.
just Tom playing Football Manager and eating stuff.
I mean, that's literally it, right? That is, why did he stop doing it? Because he didn't get the hits
no
he
one
wanted.
watched it. He thought he had like a massive sleeper hit on his hand.
He wanted to be a runaway YouTube success, didn't he? And it
What,
didn't.
doing Football Manager videos? Well, whatever works. James Potts, have there been any characters that have never made it to video for being too vulgar or shit or something?
You told me about one the other day, but I
Well,
don't know if
they know that went up on Patreon.
Milner.
Did it?
They never saw the original one where he was. What's the word? Well, there's a lot of very risque
Just offensive.
jokes about. I don't think they were offensive. I don't think any jokes are offensive, but there were a lot of jokes about sex, which apparently the Orries were not fans of at all, and just said,
Or
nope.
is it not fans of sex?
No, they're not fans of sex. But there is a version of that. It's an Assassin's Creed. It's what happened before Bryan Cranston. That's what you got out of that. You got Bryan Cranston.
Really?
So you could have had an offensive Cockney man.
Called Milner.
Instead, you got
Yeah.
Bryan Cranston. Poor Bryan Cranston.
I noticed Krantz tweeted again the other day.
I'm doing me. I didn't tweet it. Is there anything else we've like? Is there anything that's really offensive? I don't think so.
Me and Burns keep skirting the line with the fucking Tony Blair jokes.
That's not offensive, though, is it? It's like you're not going
It
to.
It might
depends
be
who you are.
offensive to
Really.
Tony
You may
Blair.
offend Tony Blair, but like you're not going to offend.
Not sure
average
anyone cares
gamer.
about. It's got to be fair to Blair. There's that time where
I mean, it's when we pretend to be supporters of Tony Blair.
of dictators.
Yeah.
Who many, let's not forget, consider a war criminal.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you also do all the my old mate Saddam patter as well.
Well, people
so-
don't like that either. So
But Jim, you also had to have a discreet word, didn't you? Following opening a video with Burns, you cunt. Which
But that was more the delivery. I remember when I got a message from someone about that, going, that was more the tone, the inflection than the word.
thinking back on it, imagine you flick onto YouTube
Yeah.
and you're like, right, let's settle in. What?
And it was a very, very popular video game as well. Oh dear. Again, that's that classic thing. It's not what you say, it's how you
Yeah.
say it. And that was said with so much anger. Oh, that was a
Yeah.
fun day for me. I enjoyed that day. A lot of food questions. Joseph Shepherd, what was your go-to student food?
I used to have a lot of pasta because pasta's cheap.
You can get
Fills
those
you up.
massive bags from
Yeah,
Asda
yeah.
for like a
So
quid.
I'd have a lot of pasta mixed with pesto and sweet chili sauce.
That's nice. It's a good meal. I eat that.
You're not going to like the answer to this one.
Like foie gras.
Well, I was going to say
Yeah,
foie
yeah.
gras.
It wasn't very good, but in my first and third years, I lived in catered halls.
Yeah.
Of course, you fucking did.
Had to- it had all the portraits and of the principals and all that, which was weird when you're eating fish and chips every day.
But that's all right.
As
Fish and chips is still a student
yeah.
food. I thought you were going to say like...
It was mega expensive and it was shit,
Well,
but I didn't have to make it myself. Pow,
Exactly.
there you go, worked it out.
Jim.
I think it was mostly the classic kind of super noodles and ramen and all that kind of shit.
Ramen. Not done it.
Did you were
I just ate what I ate
already
now.
yeah.
I was lifting weights, so I ate potatoes, chicken. I just spent all my loan on that.
Miller, talk about your fucking, while we're on this subject, talk about your amazing win. When you won the fucking secret card to get all the booze.
So Virgin ran it must have been a individual university competition to win a card that gave you one. I think it was a year. I can't remember entirely now. You got free bar at the student union,
right?
So I entered because it's like, when you did what's the thing called? You do it when you first go to uni. You go to the Freshers' Fair.
Yeah, Freshers' Fair.
Just signed up. So fuck it, I'll sign up. Why not? And then I got a phone call from Virgin saying, "Oh, you've won." I didn't drink, so I would just on Friday nights I would just go to the student and just buy drinks for everybody. They were like, "Oh man, Miller's so cool." They stopped me using it after I spent so much money. Like, we'd be banned. You're banned. They stopped me using it. So yeah, I used to buy people meals. I got them champagne. And then there's people be like, "Oh, he's not here this week," and he's get grief for it. I was like, "Fucking hell, freeloaders!" Yeah, that was good. Think of that. I must have spent thousands of pounds in there for nothing.
Did it not have a little thing saying like you can only buy it for yourself, or was it just?
No, there was no restrictions.
Wow,
other
that's
than
really bad marketing.
To the point it got, I spent so much. I think they were like, "Fuck."
That happened once when I was. It's a tangent, but when I worked at the body shop, they did an Easter promotion that was like, if you come in store and say "Fluffy Bunny," then you get £3 off. And they ran it in the metro, but they didn't put any caveat on it saying that you could only use it once or that you could only use it in London. So people would just come in and continually say us and get everything for free.
That's so stupid.
Yeah.
What is wrong with people?
Fucked it.
People are so
That's
weird.
Stupid.
Where are we next? Right, you're going to love this one. I had a quick read of this when people were talking. I just love the thought that somebody wants to answer this. Daniel England. Does it ever bother you that despite making some of the most unique gaming content on YouTube, in my opinion, your views are relatively low? It really annoys me because I've shown so everyone I've shown your content to loves it. So I'm baffled as to why it isn't as huge as it clearly deserves to be.
Well, yeah,
that's
obviously.
very kind of you.
Thank you, Daniel.
So there you go.
Daniel.
Why are we not doing better? Is the question.
Because we're well good. This is the thing. When you look at fucking all the cool shit that happens, not in video games because loads of shit sells in video games and films. But you're like, think of all the really good stuff. You've got to be extremely lucky for it to blow up. For all Prince and that, not anymore, obviously. There's loads of really good music that your mate's like, yeah, it's really usual. Yeah, that is really good. And then you never hear about those fucking guys, do you? Don't see them at Tea in the Park or a fucking Glastonbury unless they're in one of those fucking tents.
But it's just the nature of YouTube, isn't it? Why is PewDiePie so big? Who knows? Just is. Yeah. Just is. That's just the nature of the beast. And
I think if we tried to do stuff like PewDiePie does, it would come across quite forced anyway.
Yeah, you just got to do what you do, and if you get big, you get big. There's not much you can do. Just have to, why do some videos blow up and some don't? Just depends on social media, reaction, timing.
Yeah, like the second Millbob scam video did really well just because it got on Reddit.
Yeah. So there you go. Yeah. Put all our stuff on Reddit. If you're not doing it, every time you see a video, put it on the relevant Reddit channel, and then we'll get better. If you don't share, you don't care.
Exactly.
There you go. Rachel Welling. For Alice, and maybe others, what would be your favourite recommended of the European-style board games? What do you reckon makes a good board game? In my opinion, a lot of bigger games can be a little daunting to learn and set up, and for us, end up collecting dust on the shelf because actually playing them takes a whole evening.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Do you guys know what is meant by European style board games?
I know nothing about board games.
But I'm assuming they're going to be banned soon. But
the European style board games are the ones that are sort of I just don't know how to describe it, but they're sort of less abstract.
Like Carcassonne?
Maybe, like Settlers of Catan, which I would say is my favourite recommended one. Okay. It's really good and it's really popular for a reason. There are loads of expansions for it that you can get and you can sort of add on or take off as much as you want.
But the European ones are less abstract.
They're it's kind of hard to explain. They're mostly German.
Does Carcassonne count within this category? I love that game. That was a brilliant game. Carcassonne.
Maybe. I don't know.
Are there loads of games about Napoleon?
I don't, not specifically. I don't think.
Okay, that's fine. I just
because then you've got ones that are based on Game of Thrones and stuff, and they take ages, and they're they literally take hours now. They take ages to set up and ages to explain, and to anyone that hasn't played it before, and then fucking hours to play. So there's that one. Battlestar Galactica as well. That's another one which is actually quite fun, but like takes fucking hours.
Yeah. That's the one where one of you is a Cylon, right? And then
2 of you are Cylon.
Yeah.
And it might be that you're not even aware you're Cylon until the second round and stuff. As
Oh,
well. And like,
that would be awesome. That's
why
a
do people
twist.
play these when video games exist?
because
video
it's
games
your
are shit and full of.
you get
sorry.
to interact with people around a
Yeah,
table.
but you
and
can do
stuff.
that
But like,
on
yeah,
Call of Duty.
Settlers of Cataan's really good. Dixit is really good as well, which
What?
is one that my brother got me, which is more. That's a weird one, but it's really good and really simple.
Dixit.
Just fucking play Monopoly, innit?
Dixit sounds like a referendum on. Anyway,
There you go.
There you go.
on Dick.
There you go. Anyone? No. Right. I don't understand this question because I'm old and don't live in the real world. But Harry Stevenson says, any of you guys ever popped a molly? Don't know what that means.
Do you really not know what that means?
Literally have no idea what that means.
You really don't know what that
Nope,
means.
not a clue.
Benz, do you know what it means?
I presume it's something to do with those extreme sports I often hear children talking about.
I thought it'd be a drug reference, but
It is a drug reference.
I don't know what the drug is. What's the drug? What's a molly?
He's like banging a load of Clarky Cat.
Yeah, it's exactly like that.
Heroin. I'm going to go with heroin.
You know, Miley Cyrus sings like
No.
in no, never mind. But so obviously, nobody has.
What is
but
it?
I think it's amphetamines.
Oh,
Pretty
right.
sure.
Yeah, I do amphetamines every day.
No one
Love
should do drugs
amphetamines.
because they're all bad and they're not taxable.
There you go.
Get on the test.
Sam.
Or it might be extra. I don't know. It's one
Test
of them.
2016.
It's a party one anyway.
Okay.
get
Party
them
drugs.
Yeah,
Imagine that.
but
Don't
no.
Platform.
Don't do drugs. Karen Kapoor. Which game would you like to see be adapted into a movie?
None of them.
None of them. I agree with the sentiment.
It's fair. And like the Assassin's Creed one looks like it's going to be.
They already said it's not going to make any
bollocks,
money.
like-
They've already shot it into the ground. They know.
What's
it's
that
so-
one?
Like
all
Tomb
the-
Raider wasn't that bad. Like I liked Tomb Raider when I was younger.
What's the one that all the BitSocket shit ones is like the
Shenmue.
shoot? No, not that one. But although they do all like that one, the Sega one, the shooter, where it was like it was in Paris and there was like a voice
you
chat
mean
thing on it. I can't remember what it was called.
Alpha Protocol.
Nah, not Alpha
I don't mean
Protocol. No. I'm trying to remember what it's called. Now.
Alpha Protocol is the worst name for a video game ever.
Yeah.
It's awful. Sorry, Jim, go on.
Yeah. No, you're right. It is. God, what's it called? It's right. There's like one of the characters is a robot, and it's like a Japanese third-person shooter.
Binary Domain.
Binary Domain. Yeah.
You want a movie about Binary Domain? All right, fair enough.
Binary Domain's a great game, but I don't like saying in public too often that I really liked it because it kind of associates with you with a certain kind of.
Yeah, I gave Binary
right.
Domain an absolute tonking at preview stage, like
Did you?
like massive,
Yeah.
gigantic. Then it
But
came
did you
out.
love it when it came out?
Well, I didn't fucking play it, did I?
Fuck that shit.
I said it was shit in the preview.
Exactly.
I'm not going to play it.
I'm not going to fucking back down on it, am I?
Sam Miller. If the whole VG team were thrown into a Stick of Truth style RPG, what class would each member be?
Mage.
Jim is fairly angry. He would make a good berserker or maybe an angry Scottish wizard.
I'm not angry. Where's this come from?
You get worked up about certain things. I wouldn't necessarily say angry, but quite impassioned about
I
certain
wouldn't
subjects.
be in the party. I'd probably be the fucking shopkeeper or something.
I'd be a spellcaster. You'd be like a fighter,
Me?
like a warrior
I'll take that.
type.
That's fine. That's good.
Like you'd tank for us basically.
Yep.
Burns would probably be like the face, kind of like high persuasion, like rogue
The
character,
rogue,
maybe.
yeah, I was going to say the rogue. Yeah.
Hold on, the rogue always gets killed.
No.
No.
Maybe when you're playing RPGs.
What
mate.
about that game called Rogue?
What?
Yeah,
What?
like roguelike. Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah.
Gotcha, motherfuckers.
Okay.
Right.
It's not real though, Burns. It's okay.
I reckon like
I thought we were about to get Dungeons and Dragons style. Just
Jim, I reckon you could be like a DPS, maybe like another warrior, but like not a tanky one. Or like a cleric, maybe. And then
maybe
like
like a dwarf or something. So
maybe.
I'd be sitting in a tavern with Ian Dransfield,
And then
just complaining.
Dave
he
would
sent
be
me
like
an email.
a healer.
Should
David-
respond to that.
Ian Dransfield is a fellow. Oh, he's a PR now, actually.
Yeah, he
He's
is.
a video game journalist. For people going, who the hell is Ian Dransfield?
Oh yeah, I forget people don't know who he is.
Tom Asso Sperardi. Is there a game you wish you liked but hated anyway? And who's the strongest video game character that each of you could defeat in a fight to the death? Is a game you wish you liked but hated anyway? I wanted to like Assassin's Creed, but Assassin's Creed is a pile of wank, so I don't want to like it because it's shit.
I wanted to
like
like
the idea of it.
Like I wanted to like Syndicate, but I didn't like it that much.
No.
I don't know.
It's been a
Inside. I played Inside recently. I wanted to like that. And I did like it.
Everyone loved that
It was just
game.
all right. I thought it was all right. And I bonded with Brett Phipps over it because he didn't like love it either.
Tom Ori,
So-
10 out of 10, that game.
Yeah, fucking
That
idiot.
and The Witness.
Guys fucking lost it, man.
Fucking loves indie games. That's Tom
So,
Ori.
it's the only person I can't say no by virtue of the fact that he owns some of the fucking company. Everyone else, I'd be like,
Last time before that was Batman Arkham Knight.
oh my word. Oh my word. Well, Ghostbusters is getting 11 out of 10, isn't it? So,
Sorted.
'cause
Sorted.
I wanted to like Halo. Not because, I think it's good or anything, but I liked Halo 3 and I liked the multiplayer. And I wish I could have enough enthusiasm to be excited about Halo because I do kind of like the community aspects of it and the multiplayer stuff is pretty good, right? But it's just so fucking unlikable. It just is so unlikable that you're like, aliens and that and that. And I wish I still liked Call of Duty as much as I did, but then I realised, as I wrote that piece, that I've just fucking lost it. I've just done a Rooney.
Well, that's what happens, isn't it? You grow older and your
It's
taste
made me
change.
sad.
Yeah.
It makes me sad every time I think about the good old days of 2007 when I was a young man. How old was I in 2007, Jim?
I don't fucking know.
No, I'm 31 now.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's disastrously young.
Don't
isn't it?
work it out. Don't
Need to do
it.
math.
I
was the same age, so
I
I,
was
should
17.
Fucking hell.
Jim, it's a joke.
Dude,
You've missed a fucking joke, Jim. Right, carry on, Miller.
Ryan Gilbert. Why can't you talk about the man who can't be named? So Bratt, basically. We can talk about
Who?
Bratt. Chris Bratt.
It's whenever he's brought up, it's always like the guy we don't talk about. We can't talk about that guy. And for ages, when I started working here, I didn't know who that was because nobody
There was a
bothered
time
to
when
tell
we
me
all
about the
agreed
joke.
that we shouldn't talk about him because he works for Eurogamer. It's like, why would we point people to the competition? That would be insane. But then that, just became a thing and it was all right again. But that's perfectly normal. Like, because when somebody moves jobs, that's where the interest is high. So you don't go, yeah, he's over on Eurogamer. It's nuts.
Yeah, he was in the video we did about No Man's Sky as well. It's just that immediately after he left, the people were obviously curious about it, and you want to spend more time talking about your own work rather than someone else's, which seems fine.
Yeah,
to
someone
me.
leaves, that's it.
I know.
You don't think Alex Ferguson's fucking knocking on about Paul Ince, do you?
Exactly.
Apart from in his book.
Good mid-90s reference there.
I guess
True,
no,
though.
it's just a joke. He's still blocked. His name is still blocked on the YouTube channel as well.
But that's
So
just
nobody
funny
can
now.
say Bratt.
That's just
funny.
funny.
That's just become funny now. No, it's funny because he tried to comment on the last stream we did as
It's
Eurogamer.
really funny.
And because their username is Eurogamer, the filter blocked everything out.
See? That's why it's good.
But it's just, I mean, I think it was partly we don't want to push people to the competition, and also partly like the guy's just started a new job. Like, leave him alone. There was a sense of, because it's really irritating when you move somewhere new and nobody wants to talk to you about what you've began doing. Everyone wants to talk to you about what you've just stopped doing. So it was good. Everyone needed a break from each other. I think it was good.
Harry Buckner. I played the first Uncharted and thought it was utter bollocks. Given that the first game was such a disappointment for me, is it worth me going back in for a butcher's at Uncharted 4, or was I correct in my assumption that I would also find this to be complete dross?
Very different game.
Yeah, mega different.
Yeah. I think Uncharted 2, I think is probably the weakest, right? That's a
Uncharted 2?
Uncharted 2 is the
Oh, sorry,
best.
3.
That was the best- yeah, 3 I think.
3 is the weakest.
Uncharted
I
3 is
think,
also the best. Sorry.
I like Uncharted 3.
but I think
didn't get into it.
4 is probably the best. I would say.
I think
Four's-
4 is by far the best.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially now, if you go back and play Uncharted 2, it's the
Ruined.
opening. Oh, yeah.
Ruined.
But the ending is terrible with Uncharted 2.
Yeah.
That bit when you're over the bridge fighting that weird thing in the woods is awful.
Ah, the Smurfs turn up.
Yeah, it's not good.
It's bad.
But I think Uncharted 4 is
So I
very
think-
good. So.
I mean, funnily enough, I had this conversation with a friend the other day who hadn't played the original trilogy, and I was like, well, all you need to know about Nathan Drake going into Uncharted 4 is that he has had some adventures.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
That's all the foreknowledge you need.
It almost functions like a mad coda to the trilogy.
I've written a very good article about it as well. So
Yeah, you
you
should.
should read
I
that.
imagine they've all read it.
You should read that.
Well, share it with people that haven't read it.
Yeah, do that. Start
There you
sharing
go.
stuff. Michael Zimmerman, I consider you all to be video games journalists, though I know Miller mentioned in a podcast he didn't call himself that. Do you consider yourselves to be video game journalists? If not, what do you call your job? There you go. That's
Fucking around, man.
I do. I refer to myself as a video game journalist just because it's an easier shorthand than explaining what it is we actually do
I
here.
don't even fucking know what I do. Dick. That's my job title. Be a dick. Massive dick.
And mine is my job is still mostly writing articles and stuff. So I guess in that sense, yeah. You
Writers,
know.
I guess. Writers and video makers.
Critic.
Producers.
New media.
Yeah, exactly. Producers of new media.
Facilitating media.
There's not that many real video game journalists who actually go and try and uncover news. Like,
I think
there's a few.
No, that's me, but
I mean, journalist has become sort of really misconstrued with critic. And and I'm not I'd never consider myself a journalist of any kind. I've never been trained in it. I've never done it. I don't.
You've not hacked anyone's phones, mate. So you're definitely not a real journalist.
It's true. Paul May. If I'm still in time, you got loads of time, Paul. If your parents listened to this podcast, what word would they be most offended and disgusted to hear you use in a public forum? Well, it would be cunt, surely,
Yeah,
for
probably
everybody.
cunt.
Like,
But I've always sworn out to my parents a lot.
you
as
said
well.
cunt to your parents.
Probably. I remember
Wow.
having a discussion with my dad and my big brother about why it's weird that cunt is the most offensive word. And my dad was like, I don't think the C word is any more offensive than the word dick. And I was like, but you just said the C word.
Exactly.
I don't get why swearing's offensive in any sense. Just words.
Yeah.
Like, it's just words you make with your mouth. It's just noises, isn't it? It's just noises. How's that offensive?
But I tell my parents to fuck off all the time.
I'd never. My dad didn't even like the word fart. It's true.
But that's true. But that's a thing.
Didn't like it. It was not used in my household.
That's a noun.
Descriptive term.
That's my dad for you. Ollie May, with a certain review score controversy in mind, I think he means your Uncharted thing, I would guess, Burns. I don't know.
No.
Do you ever get into a heated debate over a game's numerical value, or is the whole endeavour simply a waste of time? The latter. It's a waste of time.
What, in the office?
I don't give a shit. Who
No,
cares? I couldn't care less.
sometimes the only time I'll ask for someone to ask them anything about scores is that if I feel that in the text the text doesn't necessarily back up the number, even though the number is almost completely arbitrary in a lot of ways. I mean, I gave Goat Simulator a fake 10. That happened. Everyone's forgotten that. I also, depending on how long you watch the page for, gave the author 1886 a 9.
It doesn't. The thing is, it's just supposed to be a bit of fun, and people have destroyed that entertainment value and made it like super serious stuff.
I do wish we didn't have scores because I think it stops people from reading my finely crafted words, and B, it kind of misses the point of that actually, like, it's a review usually will justify the score in the text. If you don't read the text, then you don't understand the context.
I'd rather just get rid of
so.
text and have a big number on reviews, and that's it. You just
I liked your Doom review. That was good.
Exactly, just a smiley face. Well, that sums it up, doesn't it?
It's no less legitimate than any of the thousands of words written about fucking new Doom.
It's after I was writing a draft and I wrote, it's really fun to pull things heads off, and I was like, the fuck am I writing? What the hell
That's
am
when
I
you
doing?
knew
It's just like, I'm wasting my life. Matthew Arnott. Given the difficulty to play some older PC titles such as Doom, Theme Hospital, Command and Conquer and the like on modern machines, do you think in 10 to 20 years we will have the same type of problem with current games?
Some of the main problems with, say, Doom, for example, is that the original Doom, 93, so Windows 95 wasn't out. There's a lot of the main architecture that you would consider to easily run video games wasn't out, and then there was 3D acceleration and all of that shit. So the hardware wasn't there here, and now a lot of it is more standardized, more x86 based. So
you can play Theme Hospital.
Yeah,
there's loads of ways to play Theme Hospital. Yeah. So
I've got like about 3 different versions of it across 3 different machines, kind of thing. So
as technology advances, they'll always find a way to let you play old games.
You can emulate. I had a DOS box when I was at uni and stuff.
Yeah,
there's always going to be something. Rob Scotcher. I find it strange that companies trying to get us to buy into the idea of VR haven't yet, in the UK at least, demoed the hardware in a proactive way. So my question is, why is this? Are they worried about a reaction similar to Marmite?
expensive, isn't it?
I don't know, man.
Well, yeah, I guess how do you do it? Like, it's not
Yeah.
cheap gear. You'd have to go on a tour or something around the world.
But
It's not-
I think that would help if more people could try it, because I was not really fussed about it until we got the Vive, and then I was like, oh, this is pretty cool.
I do think it sells itself very well when
Yeah.
you put it on, more so than any technology I can remember.
Like, because we were watching E3, like, when my husband stayed up as well. We were watching, I think it was Ubisoft or Sony, one of the conferences, and they showed a VR game, and Jimmers was like, oh, it looks really rubbish. And I was like, actually, having tried VR, I really get how that could be an amazing experience. Like,
It is true though. Like, I remember the first time I played it, and that was like shit VR as well when they were just coming. It was brilliant. Straight away, I was like, "Yep, I get this. I get it entirely." I think it's great. I think I'm a big fan.
It is
of
well
VR.
good.
Yeah, just too expensive, but that's always
Yeah,
the
that's
way.
the
It's
thing.
new technology.
They're going to roadshow it like they used to do with old movies in the 50s and 60s and that.
No, they do.
You go out and they'd be like, come on, roll up.
When is
play.
PlayStation VR out? Next
October,
year.
no?
Yeah.
I think maybe as we draw closer to that, Sony are the people probably to try and.
But
make
they
that
need
move.
the pods in game
Yeah.
and that, don't they?
Surely they'll
Yeah.
do that.
There will be.
They must do that.
I mean, I wouldn't put those things in your head though, because have you seen the knickers people going to those shops?
Yeah.
Yeah, but they have the condoms for them, don't they?
That's true. EGX as well. I imagine they'll do a lot of stuff with VR there. EGX,
Yeah,
so you can
probably.
go.
I might go in. I might go there this year.
Really?
No.
Shit. Right, last two questions, both from Liam Rushton. What's everyone's opinions of crowd-funded games? Obviously, some of them go a bit wild and spend all the money on hookers and drugs, and some turn out really fucking good.
is this I've said this
That's
before.
the answer,
but
isn't it?
Yeah.
Pick the right ones.
I think people think of crowdfunding in the wrong way still. And
Yeah.
they think of it as like a pre-ordering service,
Yes.
and it's not. It's an investment platform.
Yeah, like you're a
It's very
shareholder,
much-
pretty
yeah.
much. You're invested in the company.
Those are the facts.
But the problem is always people. Always people. People will try and screw you over. No matter what the reason, people are people and try and be dicks.
The
I
3D
think-
printer guys are amazing, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's fucking brilliant.
I think as well, people tend to think when something is overfunded and they get way more money than they need, then they should be able to do it quicker. And it's kind of the opposite is true, because you have to then massively change the whole plan. And
Well, that's kind of like Mighty Number 9 as well. Everyone goes, why didn't he spend more of the money on the game? We didn't ask for that much money. You gave him that much money. Then he can do whatever he wants with it. I'm not saying that's right, but I'm saying that's a thing he can do.
You should have burned some of it.
In front of him on camera. Stretch goal. I'm going to burn your money. I'm now seeing people like that game. The tide has turned. People say they enjoy it. So.
You can't trust
People
anyone.
like fucking Stanton, though, innit?
And the last one, and why wouldn't this be the last question, also from Liam Rushton. Who smokes? And if you smoke, what do you smoke?
No.
Nope.
No.
Not quite used
You,
to.
you vape, don't you?
Yeah. But I mean, even that is a fucking shameful habit, to be honest. So
What else can you smoke? I guess you can smoke cigarettes, smoke marijuana.
You can
Yeah.
smoke the
crack.
weed. You can smoke crack.
You can't smoke
Well,
crack.
I don't know anything
I
about
don't
that.
advise that.
You can smoke heroin, can't you? That's a thing.
Yeah.
You can smoke many things. My big brother once, when he was a teenager, came home with his mate, and they were both really drunk, and they didn't have any weed, so they grated a load of nutmeg into some papers and then tried to smoke that. And they
I
just got
did
really
that
bad
when I was a
headaches.
That's just stupid.
yeah,
I don't know,
we
it's
tried
like-
the old if you smoke nutmeg.
Yeah, it's like a
not-
weird pervasive rumour that goes around that smoking nutmeg will get you high, and it doesn't, just makes you feel ill.
Like those weird people in school that would sell mud as weed. Those weird motherfuckers.
Yeah,
don't
but
get
those
it.
a bit like, someone asked me, like, I can't remember what it was, but like people don't assume, I'm actually quite straight edge these days. I haven't drunk for quite a long time, and I've never really taken any drugs, and apart from prescribed ones, which means I'm just
Those are the worst ones.
yeah.
Best
But-
one.
So I'm just this awful all the time.
That just means you're in league with Big Pharma.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
exactly. That's going to be my cycling team.
Big fun.
I'm telling you, I want to start a cycling team called Big Pharma, which is absolutely openly sponsored by all the UPO.
Ran
all
by
that.
Lance.
Yeah, run by fucking Lance.
Yeah,
That
When
would
the
be
Tour de France
amazing.
is on, they just
Yeah.
go near them. They're like, all right, I figure they're like, you can't run this race, but like, this is a road. I'll ride a bike up this road whenever I want, mate.
Just destroy the competition. I'd like that. That'd make me watch cycling, to be honest.
Yeah.
Olympics this
Oh, I
year, though,
would
so we
love
can
it.
get used to Big Pharma being back
I
on.
love like pro doping sports teams is going to be the future, though, isn't it? It'd be great. It'd be fucking
Brutal deluxe.
Because when the entire world like sees that like chemically enhanced people are better than normal ones, there we go.
Yeah,
This is because I was asking Miller about this, because I saw
End of the
something to
century.
do with like Roman Reigns getting like pulled up after busted for something, and you were saying how in wrestling they allow you to have like testosterone levels like way higher than in other sports.
The
and stuff.
wellness policy, yes, you can have higher. I think it's 4-1 in most sports,
The
and the
T
wellness policy
ratio.
is 10-1. Yeah. So you really got to fucking be gacking up to.
Vitor Belfort's, when he got popped, was 14-1. What's the average?
By saying that, Chris Jericho has a really high T2E level, and it's
Really?
just natural, completely natural. So,
Really?
yeah.
It's 'cause
Is
he's so
it?
mad all the time.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's just pissed off.
What would the Incredible Hulk's TE ratio be?
Probably like 300 or something. Something crazy.
We should ask these questions, you know.
We should do the video.
We should-
The science of the Incredible Hulk.
Yeah.
We should
Exactly.
like ask Neil deGrasse Tyson because he did that whole thing about Thor's hammer. But if we asked him, he'd like get Bill
give
Nye,
us
the
some
science guy, and work out the fucking
test
duration.
cells. That's it. That's all the questions. Sorry it's a bit late. A new thread will go up soonish. Put your questions in there and do another one in a few weeks. But thank you very much for being community club members.
Love you.
We'll chat to you
Yeah.
soon.